Just hold on up. Oh, here it is. 7. Jeez, it looks like they put a W in it. Are they putting letters in the phone numbers again?
I went to this really nice dinner a couple of weeks ago. What was that place? Well, the point was, they had a big, where a guy got up in public and did the whole massive public proposal to the girlfriend. You ever seen that? Doesn't it always feel weird? Yeah. Right? Anybody want to do it now? Of course not. It always just makes you so uncomfortable with something, because you can see it coming a mile away. Like, guys think they're being sneaky with the, hey, I just wanted to come up here and talk to you guys and see if my beautiful girlfriend could come up here for a second. You already know it's going to happen. You're like, oh, gross. Because you know she's going to say yes, they never say no. Right? They always act so surprised. Like, oh my God, I had no idea this was going to happen. Like, really? You didn't see this coming at all? Really? Because all your friends and family are here. Everybody's recording live on the gram. You didn't feel like this was coming? You got your nails done for this today. You're wearing matching shirts. I feel like you saw this coming. I don't really think, here's my theory, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine, but I've done the research. I don't think women, I don't think every woman is truly, if you're being honest, no woman has ever truly been surprised by a proposal. Right? Now I can already tell, right? I can hear your thoughts. I can feel there's at least 6 women in this room like, I was surprised. And you know what, girl? Right on for you dying with that lie. Take it to the grave. That's a great woman right there. But let's be honest. You knew it was coming. Women are too sneaky. You're too smart. We can't get nothing past you. We're going to go spend thousands of dollars on something and you ain't going to know it? My wife chewed me out for an hour because I spent $60 at a steak at an airport. I feel like you got an idea of $1,000. And women, you're just too smart. Like, are you really the only women I think that are surprised by proposals are the ones that say no? Right? Because they're like, huh? What? What do you, dude, get up, dude, get up. No, what are you doing? I was just about to break up with you. This is not you. I wondered why we got such good seats at this basketball game. You know, it just happens too much. Now, here's the thing about proposing to women. Guys get in trouble because we wait too long to propose. Okay? Now, ladies, don't be mad at us. That doesn't mean we don't love you, value you, respect you. It just means that we're guys. We're simple. We're idiots. All right, here's what guys think. Today was cool. Let's do that again tomorrow. Repeat as needed. How long can I get away with this? Right? Well, sometimes you wait too long, gets you in trouble. I got in trouble with my wife. I waited too long to propose. I did. But I was young. I didn't know. We were just having fun, right? But we had already been together like 3, almost 4 years. And we hadn't proposed to her yet. And we're just walking down the street one day, talking, having fun, you know. And all of a sudden, my shoe came untied. Yeah, it seems so obvious now. But at the time, I'm just like, oh, hold on a second, babe. I go like that, and she's like, oh. And I just tied my shoes and stood up. All of a sudden, she wasn't talking to me for like 6 weeks. And I was like, oh, okay, I better go to Jared before she goes to my roommate, Jared. Now, you know what? It was a good wake-up call. It kind of snapped me out of my, really snapped me out of my, delusion or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I love this woman. It's time to make this happen. You know what I mean? And at this point, I know she knows it's coming. But she's that cool, she plays along. Right? Now, we went down to San Diego. We were living in California at the time. We went down to San Diego, right on the water, this big fancy restaurant, with big windows, yachts and whatnot. And Here's my smooth move, right? Here's how I do it. Right when they're taking the plates off the table, I was like, oh, fellas, you dropped something. Oh, don't worry, I'll get it. And I go like this. Smooth. Smooth with the kneel. Smooth. But right about here in the second O in smooth, smooth, I remember that we have muscle fibers in our thigh. That put off a subsonic tone only women can hear. So I go for the kneel. Women hear it like a car accident. They're like, what's he doing? What's this? What's this foolishness? What's he going over there? And then as soon as your knee actually hits the carpet, it sets off a shock wave. It's like Thor's hammer hitting the desert. It was like, oh my God. Oh my God, it is so romantic. I'm totally freaking out. Oh my God, he's gonna do it. Let me see that ring. Hold up that ring. What'd that look like? What is that? What is that? Princess cut, platinum, knife setting. Dang, girl, that's big. You don't want him? I'll take him. He ain't that fat. I can fix that. And of course, every guy is like, yeah, thanks a lot, jerk. Eat faster. You didn't see nothing. And sleep. But I pulled out that ring, right? I'm like, I love you, baby. Will you marry me? She says yes, puts it on her finger. Everyone in the place starts clapping. Maitre d' walks up, says, folks, congratulations. Thank you for doing that at our restaurant. Dinner is on the house. We've been doing that 6 nights a week since. That's right. That's a great scam. That's a great scam. Young dudes here tonight, young dudes, write that down. Write it down. You get older, you get a cool chick and a fake ring, you will eat for free. This was what, 16, 17 years ago? Since then, I've spent $82 total in food. I was 180 pounds when this started. I'll admit, I'm a little sloppy with it now. I'm a little sloppy, you know. You know what I mean? My standards have lowered. I'll even do it at Subway. I don't care, you know. Just walk in real quick. Hey, what's up? I love you, baby. Can I have a free cookie? Can I get double stamp on the card? Hook me up. No love for Sub Club? Well, screw you. Baby, give me that ring back. We go in the Quiznos. Jimmy John knows how to treat a couple in love.
Hey, this is Jeff, and you're listening to Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup on Sirius XM 97. And remember, if you don't know what it is, don't put it in your mouth. What?
Jeff, I feel that is good advice for everyone listening.
Yeah, man, I'm getting older. I'm going through some changes in my life. Now I'm a big fan of seltzer, and I did not see that coming. All right, like I did not know that like once I turned 30, that like bubbly water was gonna be my everything, man. I love it. It's so good. My favorite thing about seltzer, though, if I'm being completely honest, is if you spill it, you're just accidentally cleaning. Yeah, that's awesome. Normally, you knock something over, man, you gotta act fast, man. Not with seltzer. Knocked over a can of LaCroix the other day and just said, I've been meaning to clean up for a while now. I'm gonna just let it do its thing, aerate. Help it, help me. Like now I'm just weirding out my friends with my suspiciously clean spot on my rug. So they're like, what is that? I'm like, that's mango LaCroix, dog. Get your life together. All right? And turn on the dehumidifier. We gotta dry this place out. So, I like where I live now. I didn't like my previous roommates. Just some advice from me to all of you. Never sign a lease with a dude named Tree. All right? Because it's not gonna work out. And it's so obvious in hindsight, but in the moment you're just like Tree, like strong roots. Nah, man. Like Tree, like to this day, I can't hear the Grateful Dead without assuming somewhere a bill is not being paid. Right? Like that band is the soundtrack to Didn't We Just Pay That? Yeah, dude, 30 days ago. All right, and check it out. Here's the really trippy part. We're gonna have to pay it again 30 days from now. Yeah, because time is a flat circle, man, and it's expensive. Man. Yeah. Tree was a gross person. I came home multiple times, and he would have just like a cut on his leg, and he would just have his dog licking it. Yeah, really gross. Very gross. And finally, after like the 7th or 8th time seeing it, I was like, hey man, I don't think you should have your dog licking on your leg wounds. Alright? That's a thing I said to a person. And he just looked at me and goes, a dog's mouth's cleaner than a human's. And I'm like, yeah, man, you're missing the point. Alright? Like, I didn't come at you like, hey man, you got the wrong type of mouth on that. That would be way weirder. Okay? I would be the bad guy in that situation.
Oh, by the way, you're listening to Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup. We'll be right back.
What kind of phone is that? Yeah, I'm not like making fun of you. It's just a beacon. It's like a crystal from Superman's house. On the table, face up, just in case anything comes up. Anything. Just so we all know, this is a distant number 2. I like that. What? That's like a smartphone, right? It's okay. I'm like a friendly person. Don't worry about it. I am. I'm not mean. I'm 32 years old. I don't have any kids, but I'm already kind of like a fun dad. I won't hurt you. I don't know if you can get that vibe from me. Just that dorky dad at a barbecue, just like, ooh, Fresca. That guy. Singing hip-hop wrong to children, just like I say, you can have whatever you need. Snacks on dad, Patron, no Patron. Fun dad. Like I don't have kids, but if I did, I'd be the kind of dad that'd be having a sleepover. I'd keep busting in, embarrassing them with a tray of food. Like, tuna melts, dad style. That's extra mayo. Yeah, if you like it, then you should put some cheese on it. Yeah, if you... Get out of here, Dad! Those aren't the words! You promised you wouldn't come up! If you like it, then you shouldn't put your feet on it. Seriously, Kyle, the Ottoman is dead. You didn't know. Didn't mean to come down on you. House rules. Fun dad. I like being a fun dad. I like being a magical fun dad. On a kid's birthday, I'll put $20 in my hand and give it to him in a handshake. Magic fun dad. On a fishing trip, I'll let a kid try beer. Not even my kid, just like, I'd rather you do it with me. Fun dad. You gotta be careful though, there's a thin line between fun dad and creepy uncle. It's not really a line as much as it's a blonde mustache. When did they decide? Right? It's true. When did they have a meeting where they like, you like something messed up sexually? Let the world know. Stop shaving here, you fair-haired monster. And buy a van with like real wooden blinds on the back windows. You ever see that van? That's how messed up the activities in your van are. You have like house blinds on your back windows. You got them at Pier 1. They're like, these will be great in your living room. You're like, yeah. Check it out, buddy. That's a blonde mustache. You know what I'm doing.
I've always wondered how the Morton Salt Company makes any money. How long does it take you folks to go through one of those big blue drums of Morton Salt? 5 years? What'd you pay for it? Quarter? Oh, they're just raking it in. I mean, even if you're a lifetime customer, they're gonna make what, $3 from you? If they do everything right. Because really, in the last 5 years, I've had 3 cars, 4 apartments, 1 Morton Salt. And I didn't even pay for it. It was handed down to me from my grandmother. That metal chute was a little damaged. So I had to take it into the Morton repair guy, $30. That's where they're making their money. And I think the people at Arm & Hammer Baking Soda used to have the same problem. Because we were using, what, about a teaspoon a year of baking soda at the most? So they got together, they had a meeting. They said, let's see, what can we tell them to get them to use more baking soda? They must have been really drunk. I got a good idea. Why don't we tell them you can put it in the refrigerator? It'll take away the odors. Oh, that's good, man. That's real good. I got a better one. Why don't we tell them you can brush your teeth with baking soda? Ah, what the heck? Why don't we tell them to take the whole box and just pour it down the drain? Remember that commercial? They actually told us to pour it down the drain to help keep the drain smelling clean and fresh. No other American company had that kind of nerve. And we believe them. We're over there, really? You buy it, then you pour it down the drain? All right. Oh my God, it's empty. We need some more. There's some in the fridge. Helps keep the drain smelling clean and fresh. How often have you walked into someone's home? Oh man, is that your drain? You're gonna need at least 3 boxes. What's next? They're gonna tell us, hey, you know that big hole in the ozone? Yeah, it'll patch it up. Really? Yep, take the whole box, open it up, and fling it. Now you gotta do it every day. We'll be out there every day. Woohoo! I think it's starting to work. It's amazing what people use it for. Anybody here use it for anything strange? Like, I don't know, baking? Imagine that use. Somebody told me they use it to clean that corrosion that forms around your car battery cables. Yeah. You know what else works on that? Every time. No baking soda was necessary. People use it for everything. Laundry detergent, carpet deodorizer, crack cocaine. It's true. They now use baking soda to make crack cocaine. That's why now on the front of the box, that guy's arm is real skinny. And the hammer's gone because he sold it.
This is the world. It's gone crazy. Does any of this make sense to you yet? I love the way you smile. It's so effortless. It just pops up. It really does. That's what I call a pre-mortgage smile. You smile so easily, like you and me. It takes like a second. Like, we go to smile, and then the world drags our lips down it. I get nervous every time I go to smile, because when I was a kid, I smiled at a girl, and I got nervous, and my lip dried, and it got stuck on my teeth. And every time I go to smile, I think that's going to happen. I'm like, it's going to get stuck. But you're great, dude. It really, I just love how much fun you have and how carefree you are. And you have like a nice little sparkle in your eye. You probably still have dreams. You think these people have dreams anymore? No, we have flashbacks. We have flashbacks to where it all went wrong. When you're in your 20s, you think, I'm not going to end up like these old people. I'm going to live forever. I'm never going to be the guy who wears a Hawaiian shirt all year long. That's my favorite type of guy, where they just get old and they go, screw it. I'm going Hawaiian shirt all year. Take me to Tommy Bahamas. Give me the whole lineup. There's a lot of them. There's one back there. Here's a third one. Oh my God, my audience has turned into a Jimmy Buffett concert. I better be nicer to the millennials. When you're young, you want to know why you get thick when you get older? food becomes the last joy you have left. When I'm done eating, I'm depressed because I'm the furthest away from eating again.
I try to watch good TV with my kids. That's hard. There's not a lot good on TV anymore. I'll tell you what we do watch and enjoy the heck out of it. It's that Discovery Channel, those animal shows. Oh, I love those things. Yes. They had one on called Animals of the Sahara Desert. This was a classic because there's this desert wasp that spends his whole life digging a hole in the sand for his mate, all right? And she just stands there, griping at him. He's digging for all he's worth, man. And she's like, I want a pool. And he dies digging this hole. And you'd think after an hour of digging, it'd be like, you know, you're getting uglier by the minute, I can tell you that right now. They said in this special that the sands of the Sahara Desert get to be like 150 degrees on the surface. And there's this lizard that when his feet get too hot, he won't move, but he just stands there and goes. It's like if he could talk and he go, whoa! Man, this sand is hot. And your wife is thinking, well, find some shade, loser. And there's these bugs, their whole job is just to run. They just get in a straight line and book it across the desert. Nowhere to go. Just like one of them gets up in the morning and says, y'all ready to run? The rest of them go, hit it, buddy, we're right behind you. Let's run by that lizard, he's hysterical. And they just take off. And there's this snake that eats these bugs, but he can't lay on top of the sand because he'll see them. So he crawls underneath the sand and listens for these bugs to come running by. If you can hear bugs running on sand, what do you need to hide for? You're way ahead of them. They don't know where they're going. You see that snake up in the sand with his buddies like, shh, shh, shh. Here they come. Yeah, that's him, that's him, that's him. Here's that one, he's got a limp, hear it? How do animals know which the weakest one? It's like lions and zebras, they don't hang out together, but the lions always seem to know which the weakest zebra. And all I figured there must be like a squealer zebra. You know, one little wussy zebra doesn't want to get eaten, so he narks on all his buddies. You know, he goes sneaking up to the lions and like, hey, fellas. All right, here's the deal. There's a herd of us a couple hundred yards down there. Now, everybody's in pretty good shape. Except Bob. He's a smoker. Now, I'll tell you what animal got the wrong of the deal in life. That's the frog. Because think about it. If we eat something and it's bad, what do? We just spit it out. We're like, ugh, ugh. The frog's got that sticky tongue. So, if they zap like a really nasty fly, you know, it's like, ow, man! I can get my
You're listening to Jeff and Larry's County Roundup. Not too bad.
I was in China. I'm going back to China next week, everybody. I love it there, man. I was doing a show in Nanjing, China. In the middle of China. There's a white guy in the front row. I go, hey, man, where you from? He goes, Amarillo, Texas. I'm like, what are you doing in China? I swear to God, the guy goes, teaching English? Isn't that great to know? We're not in China. There's a bunch of Chinese people walking around going, hey, y'all, welcome to China. Y'all like China? That southern accent is always entertaining. I don't know if you know this or not, but every year the biggest Shakespeare festival in North America takes place in Montgomery, Alabama. It's true. Think about that the next time you're booking a vacation. Juliet? Juliet? Where the hell you at,
I'm shy. That's important to know going forward. I'm sort of just nervous all the time, including right now. I'm basically in a mild panic whenever I meet or talk to anyone. That's sort of where I am as a guy. Like, I'm open to meeting people, but the whole time that it's happening, my brain just sort of heckles me and is like, all those words are stupid. Why would you say those words when you're trying to make a friend? Also, where do hands go? They go somewhere. They go somewhere all the time when you're not thinking about it. And where's that magic place? Because it's not wherever they are right now. It's not there at all. Maybe just chop off your hands. It's not the worst idea you've had. You can really only chop off one of your hands, so. I think you're just gonna have to see if your new friend will do the other one for you. Like, I've never once heard someone's name during a handshake introduction because I'm too focused on making the handshake go well. It's like, okay, good grip, pump once, say your own name. Good job, buddy, you did it. What was their name? Crap. Like, my perfect day socially is basically you walk your dog to go get coffee and like tie it up while you go inside, and then I pet your dog while you're gone, and then I leave before you get back. That's my perfect day. Because like if the person comes back, there's all this stupid small talk that I don't care about that also needs to go well. It's very important to me that the conversation I did everything to avoid goes perfectly. If it was what I wanted to talk about, it would be much more to the point and just like, do you get coffee at the same time every day? Do you always bring your dog? Goodbye. But instead it's just a bunch of like, what's his name? And then they're like, her name, and I'm like, screw the whole thing, I'm sorry. Sorry I mentioned your dog, I'm gonna start from scratch with someone new tomorrow. Dogs are just so cool, but they're all attached to people, and it's the tragic flaw of dogs. Every cat person that's heard me talk about dogs has just reflexively immediately gone, oh, you've just never met my cat. That's the problem here. As soon as you meet my cat, you flip over to our team. It's like a dog. It's perfect. You love it. And I'm always like, do you know what else is like a dog? A dog. You could just get a dog. I'm not going to roll the dice on the one cat that's cool in the world. Seems like there's a middleman we can cut out here and just get some pure uncut dog. There's basically two types of cats that exist in the world if you've met cats before. The first type is like a eye roll with legs. That's the first type of cat. And then the second type is like some weird prank bro that spends its whole life just like pouncing out at you from around corners, like training for the one day that you're finally small enough that it can kill and eat you. It's like, I got you. Oh, lucky you. You're still big. Anyway. I'm gonna go hide again, and I'll see you again, and I'll see you next time you try to move anywhere in the house that you own.
Many of you own homes. That is impressive, truly. Most Americans, 2 paychecks from bankruptcy. I wish I had that kind of cushion. Boy, 2. I'd retire if I get to that point. Wow, that's the goal, one day. My wife and I have actually been on the phone with some financial advisors, or collection agents, as they're sometimes known. Semantics. I prefer to think of myself as a non-profit organization. It's a little more sizzle. Self-unemployed. We actually did sit down and talk to a financial advisor and, talk about retirement. He said, you have to start now acquiring a taste for cat food, because it's so much harder as you get older and more set in your ways. And, it made a lot of sense, absolutely. Yeah, when others are enjoying their grandkids, we'll be at Taco Bell working for hours. Stir the beans, Pop-Pop.
So technology makes us lazy. The more stuff is invented and created, the lazier we get. I picked up my kids from school last week. My oldest daughter looks at me and goes, hey, Dad, can you drive Nick home? I go, yeah, I can drive Nick home. No problem, Nick. Where do you live? He goes, hang on, let me Google it. Yeah, his own house. And it's not that he doesn't know where it's at or he can't give me directions. He just doesn't want to. So he types it in, a little navigator, holds the phone next to my ear like I'm some sad electronic chauffeur. And now the teenagers can have a conversation.
And I just hear turn left at 300 feet. There was a day when there were no remote controls. If you wanted to change the television channel, you had to make your little brother get up and change the channel. Then when they had remote controls, you had to make your little brother give the remote control. Now you don't have to do nothing. You can lay like a pile of skin on the couch. Yeah, just Alexa, change the channel. Alexa, search how to treat bed sores. Alexa, search how to get your little brother to treat bed sores. The machines are getting smarter, we're getting dumber. That's what's happening. They have cars that drive themselves, coffee pots that turn themselves on and off, computers that go through your email for you. It won't be long before the machines realize they don't need us. Yeah, this is the beginning of Terminator. This is what happened. Did we learn nothing from 2 great movies and 3 horrible follow-ups? Seriously. Any day now, Schwarzenegger's going to go back from the future to kill Siri. That's what's going to happen. You know, where's Siri? And I'll help him. That's the one technology I have never been able to figure out is Siri. I can't. For years, I thought it was just me. Now I think it's her. It's like I tell her what I want her to do, but she takes the words and rearranges them to do what she thinks she wants me to do. It's like I'm married all over again. I'd be like, Siri, order a pizza. Bing, calling the gym now. No! Siri, download the Tinder app to my phone. Bing, downloading AARP now. Siri, where's the nearest happy hour? Bing, the nearest AA meeting is 3 blocks away. It's too much technology. I can't keep up with it.
And my mom, nicest person in the world. Nicest lady. So my dad, nice mom. And that combo. Dad would come home from work and just like shout things at us. Like, just pick up your room and keep it down, do your homework and be quiet. And she would like come behind him like sweeping up, like changing, like your father loves you. He just wants you to do well. And he's just so happy to see you and be home. Like she was his press secretary. I don't think that's what he said. And I've always wondered, like, because I didn't know him before I came along, obviously. I'm not in Back to the Future. Like, I didn't know him as a young man, so I don't know if he was just always like that. Like, if they were on a date early on, he just looks at a menu. Well, I hate everything. She's like, oh, I love to apologize. Great. Let's do this for the next 50 years. Pew, pew, pew. That'll be fun for one of us.
I'm Jeff Foxworthy.
Hey, it's Larry the Cable Guy.
We knew each other from the very beginning, and this is our channel. I mean, it's so much fun. Just love it. Just having a great time.
Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup.
Right here on Sirius XM 97.
We're listening on the Sirius XM app. I was at the airport the other day. I was sick and tired of flying. I tell you what, airport security pisses me off. You read about that paper, them 2 little toddlers couldn't get on an airplane because their name matched somebody on the no-fly list? Good Lord, they're 1 year old. You know, you can tell the difference between a terrorist and a toddler? On a terrorist, the diaper gonna be on the head, all right? They got absolutely nothing in common except for both diapers are full of crap, all right? I get so sick and tired of that political correct nonsense at the airport. Now here's what they want to do instead of doing the right thing. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to, oh, this might cost $300 million, but here's what they're going to do. It's some machine they're trying to develop that reads your mind when you go through it, so they can actually see what you're thinking before you get on the plane. Yeah, that'll speed it up right there. I can see me at the airport, a long line of people behind me. What's going on? Oh, they got Larry the Cable Guy in the head reading machine over there. Right now, I guess he's got Heidi Klum bent over a truck bed, I guess. Yeah, I'd be the most popular head at the airport. But I do like traveling around. We usually take a tour bus when we go. I like seeing the country. And I love Pennsylvania. They're good folks there. They got a town there, though, called Intercourse, Pennsylvania. All right? Now, I'd been there once when I was a kid, and I got to tell you, it was kind of weird. I stepped in the wet spot when I got out of my car there. But my bus driver, we had to go to Intercourse. My bus driver gay, all right? I'm like, oh, we went ahead and went the back way. All right, that's what we did. Yeah. Boy, that was a crappy trip. I had to do it, come on. I had to hit that one out of the park. My wife got mad at me one time, said we went to Intercourse, Pennsylvania too fast. There was a fair there I worked, the York Fair, one of my favorite fairs. I love fairs. It's a lot of fun. You grew up fairs? I got to tell you this, though, they ain't the most attractive people hanging out at fairs. They ought to call them unfairs, some of these places. I'm telling you what, and them rides. My buddy always wants me to go, hey, let's go on that Ferris wheel. I ain't going on no daggone Ferris wheel. You know, they put that up in an hour in the parking lot over there, all right? You ever try to put a stereo cabinet together in an hour? Yeah, you got parts left over, all right? How safe is that son of a bitch? I went on a roller coaster one time, felt pretty good, because the guy running it gave me 2 thumbs up, and then just as we left, I realized he only had 2 thumbs! And I hate the midway games. Good Lord. Have you ever... Tell me they don't get more difficult every year, midway games. It's easier taking a picture of your butthole with a camera phone than winning a dadgum teddy bear. It is. Them midway games. Well, what do you do? Oh, it's easy. All you got to do is knock off them 3-stack center blocks for that baseball made out of feathers. It's really easy, all right? It's cheap, too. 3 balls for $60. Give it a shot there. Yeah, that's why they call it a midway. You go broke midway through to Sunday. I broke a Pepsi bottle at this one joint with a baseball. I go, how many more I got to bust to win a prize? He said, you dumbass, you're at the concession stand. Went to Hooters when I was down there. I like Hooters. Y'all like the Hooters? I tell you what. I don't know if I'm going to eat there no more. I'm going to tell you, if them shorts get any shorter on them girls, the FDA's going to start making them wear hair nets. Good Lord, that's unsanitary right there. My chicken wings needed a comb over. I know, it's ridiculous. I'm walking out, you're like, how was everything? Everything's pretty. Get her done. You know what I did find out, though? This made me happier than the Pillsbury queer boy frosting up some hot butt cakes, I tell you. Hooters got an airline now. They fly into Atlanta, Georgia. Good Lord, that's a good airline. I got 8,000 frequent boner miles on there, all right. Yeah? That's a good airline. First time I ever asked for an aisle seat and prayed for turbulence on an airplane. But them flight waitresses, they ain't very smart, though. They had the Hooters flight attendant in there, and I asked her if I could see the cockpit. She pulled her shorts down. You believe that? I'm with you. It was ridiculous. And the idiot next to me goes, is that the black box I was talking about right there? Reverend, do you want to knock it off? Don't give the preacher nothing to drink no more. But they was pretty girls on there. There's some airlines ain't got pretty girls. I was on this airline the other day. I ain't gonna mention the name of them, Continental, all right? But they was the ugliest flight attendants I ever seen. I shouldn't have made eye contact, and I did. And I looked right at that one girl, and my wiener went in and out my butt crack, all right? I swear. My eyeball seen her, my wiener come out, spun around, shot right out my damn ass crack. And that's documented. That's a true story right there. You know you're ugly when you're making fellers poop their own wiener. You know what I mean? That's glamour shots ugly right there. That's glamour shots ugly. I don't like going to the airport no how because of the daggone security. Don't profile nobody, which pisses me off. I mean, it's irritating. You got to take everything off, take your jacket off, take your shoes off. I went through the other day to save time and nothing but a pair of Speedos. And they still pulled me out and accused me of smuggling in a pocket knife. Make you take your shoes off now because of the shoe bomber. Take your shoes off. They need to start making women take their panties off. Then I'll go back to the airport. Shoot, I'll get there early for that flight. Sorry, ma'am, you're going to have to take your panties off. It's a law. Take them off. What the hell? Is that a fuse? Hey, security, we got a panty bomber over here. Security, we got a panty bomber. That ain't right. Lord, I apologize for that. Even though it was funny and be with the starving pygmies and again. Amen. My grandma almost got in trouble at the airport. She had some marijuana in her purse because she's on the medical marijuana for her eyes. I don't think it's making her see any better, but she is making some really good brownies. I tell you that. But I bet they're getting $200 a plate for them up at the church. They always say, you take marijuana, make you see better. Let me tell you something. You want to see better? Drink tequila. You drink that, you're going to see stuff you ain't never seen in your whole life on tequila. That's a bad deal. I don't drink no more tequila. I used to drink tequila, but my neighbors got up a petition, so I can't do it no more. And I don't care what they say, I still say none of them puppies look nothing like me. All right? I don't want to talk about that, all right? But it was a long night, that's all I know. Hey, it's Larry the Cable Guy. Get it done. Listen to me and all our buddies on Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup. Can't complain.
I think my favorite sign that I've seen is "Bridge may be icy." Because it's just so honest. Of all the signs, that's the one that's like, bridge, maybe, I don't know. What are these symbols on the front of me? I have no conscious mind. Bridge may be chocolate, whatever you want. Bridge may not be icy. That would mean the same thing as bridge may be icy. It's more optimistic. I like that even better. Hey, bridge may not be icy. Give it a shot. Thank you. I like your attitude, son. That other one's a negative Nancy back there. Bridge probably not icy. Yeah, it's August. You're right. Bridge probably not icy. Even better. Pets are animals that are not delicious. I don't think that was by accident. We probably tried to eat all of them. Like, okay, these don't taste good. We'll give them first names and sweaters. We'll hang out with them. We're going to eat everything else that we can. Asia, you guys have so many people over there. If you need to eat some of these too, no judgment. You can eat the friends if you have to. Sometimes, if you ask someone how they're doing, they'll say, A-OK. It sounds like they're giving you the beginning of a weird multiple choice answer. And how are you? A-OK. B, suicidal. C, horny. D, all of the above. All right. I think I'm gonna head out. E, no you're not.
I'd like to be brave. Face danger. Not brave. believe it all. I gotta fly next week. I don't want to do it. I don't like it. It doesn't make any sense flying. I'm 6 miles above the earth, 700 miles an hour, sitting in a silver tube, eating a peanut. You want me to take that little safety placard out of the seat back pocket? Familiarize myself with the cabin? Kiss my ass, man. I'm not having it. It's all crap and propaganda, man. It's a big... They got a picture of the plane resting on the ocean. Because that's how that's going to work. So, man, and I work on cruise ships from time to time, and I've been on one when we've gone through a hurricane, and that's frightening. But it doesn't scare me like turbulence, because I know that even if everything goes horrible, I can at least tread water. That's not true in a plane. You can't get blown out of a plane and then just hover till another plane happens to die.
Customer service is absolutely stellar. You can buy Satya online, you can buy it in stores, you can buy it in our social channels, and that's all made possible by Shopify.
When you're ready to share your business with the world, grow it on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform trusted by millions of businesses like Satya. Get a free 14-day trial at shopify.com/xm and start selling wherever your customers are with easy-to-use tools and friendly 24/7 support. Go to shopify.com/xm right now. Shopify.com/xm.
See you later, winter. Kick the cold to the curb and spring on over to the SXM app for the ultimate spring awakening music mix, featuring more than 5 hours of sunny songs from Taylor Swift, Bob Marley, Maroon 5, Mary J. Blige, and more. It's your soundtrack for a season of new beginnings, and it's only on the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
Boast Rattle, the comedy compliment competition is back.
David gives such good hugs. It makes me wonder what it would have been like to have supportive parents.
Oh, that's a very kind thing you said right there.
Positive show. I love positive energy.
Boast Rattle returns April Fool's Day, Friday at 3 p.m. East on Laugh USA, Sirius XM 98, or listen where you want with the Sirius XM app. Free from all subscribers. Download it today and start listening outside the car.
It's Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup.
Sirius XM 97.
I'm a big fan of dairy. I like dairy a lot. I like consuming it. I think we should always have it. Some people really don't like dairy. A lot of people in this city even, maybe in this room, they could be here. They all look the same as us. Some people who don't like dairy, they'll say, like, you know that human beings were the only animal that drink.
Good Lord, dude, man.
Life if we slam into the side of a mountain. I'm so glad some of you see the humor in that. I'm not real impressed with all the safety features at 37,000 feet. Up that high, going that fast, if we were to hit the ground, I'd prefer to be thrown clear. Then what you do is you reach forward and you pull out that puke bag. All you gotta do is pop that puppy open and set it on your lap. Just... Oh, I'm feeling nauseous. No, I think it was those honey roasted nuts. Last but not least, I don't care for the toilets on planes. I guess I don't like going into any room that small, closing the door, and all you hear is... Something's getting sucked out somewhere. Last thing I want is my butt flying out the back of the plane. There I'd be stuck having to press that call attendant button. Little Stevie comes skipping back there wanting to help me. Put a whole new meaning to the moon over Miami, I'll tell you that.
You're listening to Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup. Need more duct tape. You're done.
You might be kind of noticing, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm kind of missing some eyebrows, and you can see it. Okay, cool. That's good. I was in New York. I have a Russian barber, and I'm terrified of him, and I was like, hey, can you trim my eyebrows? This has never been a problem my entire life. They've always kind of nailed it, and he just went, yeah, and then he just zip. And I was just like, what the He even goes like this, he even goes, your face, you think I shave off your whole eyebrow? I was like, you did, bro. I still tipped him, he's very terrifying, and you'd think I'd know. I've had some bad run-ins with some Russian barbers before. One time I was in Edinburgh, Scotland, and I walked into this barber shop, and the lady did not look at me, this sad Russian woman. I didn't need to say sad, I said Russian, it's implied. And she just, without looking at me, she goes, can I help you? I was like, it's a barber shop, there's not a lot of options here. Yeah, could you change my oil? But I said I'd like a haircut, and she got up and she just cut my hair. She didn't ask me what I wanted at all. She just kind of gave me one of those tracksuit bowl cuts. It was like Soviet era. It was like she was just like, you get government haircuts, here you go. Here's what I think it is. I don't even think that lady cut hair. I'll be honest. I think that was a front for something, and I called their bluff. And she was like, I better cut this cop's hair. I better cut this cop's hair as best as I can. I tipped then, too. I tipped as well.
Dude, that's the other thing I learned, by the way. When you live with a woman, the fight is never over. You think it's over, the fight is never over, right? I've seen men literally punch each other in the face, 2 minutes later have a beer like nothing happened, right? When I figured out women, you don't fight like that, right? This is what you guys do. You guys take the argument, whatever the argument is, okay? You take it and you put it into like a box, okay? And then you take that box and you put it up on the shelf. And then randomly, one day, you'll just walk by that shelf and you're like, ooh, I should bring that up again. Maybe on his birthday or Christmas, just on a day to really ruin it for him. This is the argument my girlfriend and I got into, okay? This is the argument. One night, she loves watching The Bachelor. It's like her favorite show. She loves watching it. And I watch it with her, right? I watch it with her. I'm into it. It's awful, but I'm into it. One night we're sitting on the couch, right? We're watching The Bachelor, and she turns to me and she goes, Brian, which girl do you like on The Bachelor? I was like, honey, I love you. I'm not falling for that goddamn game. No, I love you. Which is what I wished I said to her. It's not what I said at all. What I said in my stupidity, what I said back to her was, I was like, oh, I like the blonde one. Here's the problem. My girlfriend doesn't have blonde hair. So now she's like, wow. And I knew by like the third wow, I was like, oh, this is a problem. This is going to be an issue. So she goes, no, I have another question for you. Another question. Would you love me more if I had blonde hair? Yeah, it was this quiet in my living room, too. Even my dog was like, dude, I can't help you with this one, Dad. I'm just going to go over here and lick until this is all over. Well, still going on. Okay. So I said back to her, I'm like, honey, I don't know, why is this about me? Let's just watch the show, okay? Let's just watch the show. And she goes, okay, fine. We'll just watch the show. A month and a half goes by. And I'm at Starbucks with her, and I walked up to the counter, and I ordered a blonde espresso. And she goes, and that's what I'm talking about. And left for Starbucks.
and I was just like, I'll take a double because I'm gonna be up all night. Yeah. I do love her though. I make jokes, but I do love her. You know, we're thinking about, you know, getting married, having kids and all that stuff. It'd be cool. Kids are just too abrupt for me. That's like my fear about children right now. They're just like abrupt. I don't like the way they talk or, you know, like my niece is the most abrupt kid I've ever met in my entire life. I saw her 2 weeks ago, my niece. I'm wearing a new shirt. I walk up to her. I'm like, hey, do you like my new shirt? She goes, your forehead's too big for your face. And like 2 hours later, it got to me. I was in the bathroom like, you know what, honey, it's big.
Because I need money. I have bill collectors after me as I speak. I got so many bill collectors after me, when they come to my house, they carpool. I hate bill collectors always call me up trying to get their money back. I'm like, hey man, let's remember you pre-approved me. I knew I didn't have the money. They always call my house. Am I speaking Anthony Griffith? He's not in. When you expect him back? As soon as you hang up? And their latest technique, they like to leave messages on your answering machine like they're your friend. I check my machine, I hear, Griff, what's up? Give a brother a call, man. I'm trying to hook up with you. I'm at 1-800.
People in your family don't know what to get grown men for gifts. That's why if you give any hint, any sniff of something that you might be interested in, they're gonna double down on that so hard. Like, it could be Christmas time. I could literally look out the window in my kitchen and be like, oh, what a beautiful blue jay out there in the window. As soon as I leave the room, my wife will be on the phone with the whole family. He's into birds. We got the bird stuff. Bird it up. Bird is the word. Bird. Binoculars, bird books. Yeah, no, he's all into birds. He's into birds. He's bird watching. He's bird watching. He's bird watching. And then Christmas comes around, you get a bird pic. I'm looking at my wife, I'm like, oh, is this because of the blue jay, right? One year for Christmas, my parents got me a harmonica. I'm looking at my mother, I'm like, am I going to jail? She's like, you travel a lot. I thought it'd be good for traveling. I go, yeah, by plane, not freight train. You really think I'm going to pull out a harmonica on my Delta flight? Like, the pilot's going to get on. Looks like we're going to be delayed on the tarmac for a half hour. We're going to stay here instead of going back to the gate. We don't want to lose our police. But Pete Correale in 9C is going to play the intro to Piano Land by Billy Joel. And then my mother goes, well, open up the other gift. It goes with the harmonica. I'm like, oh my God, the harmonica's the anchor gift? And I'm thinking, what goes with the harmonica? What, you give me that Neil Young neck brace? There was a book on how to play harmonica. Can you imagine? Page 1, blow out. Page 2, suck in. That's the whole book. I dropped the harmonica, my dog got a hold of it. My dog would blow in and out. It became a toy for my dog. One time my dog's blowing on the harmonica in its little bed. I look at my wife, I'm like, do you believe my parents bought me a book on how to play something that my dog taught itself how to play? Man needs a hobby though, man needs a hobby. Even where I live now, upstate, they're all behind. Small town living. Even like, I went to college up there, and I ran into a buddy of mine, old friend, played hoops with him, Division III, black guy. He stayed in town. Went to have dinner with him and his wife. We're talking about it. I'm like, how long have you been up? He's like, 10 years, bro. I love it, man. And his wife goes, he hunts every year. Is he been into that? And I'm like, I started laughing a little. And my buddy goes, I don't know why you're laughing. I'm pretty good. I get one every season. I go, bro, that's because the deer doesn't know what you are. Normally a deer sees a white guy, instinctually runs away. I go, it sees you, it's like, the hell is that? The first black deer hunter in North America, guy. Congratulations. You're like Jackie Robinson. You're going to be on stamps someday. You're going to be on postage. I'm not into golf. My dad loves golf. My brother loves golf. I tried to watch golf on TV once so I could talk to my dad about it the next day. But literally, after like 2 holes, there's like weights on my eyes. I just can't stay awake. Because I had a show that night. I'm like, I gotta go take a nap. I'm so tired. I go in the other room. I close the shades. I lay down, try to go to sleep, and now I'm wide awake. And that's when it dawned on me, golf, played at its highest level, is still more boring than the dark.
Hey, this is Jeff Foxworthy.
Larry the Cable Guy.
And you, my friend, are listening to Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup.
This is what? This is about.
Maybe I need to represent for my bald brothers and become Baldy Locks. Alright, goes like this. Baldy Locks is in the house tonight. Everybody just watch my head shine. You know I got a loose hairline. They just wanna see me shake that. Baldy Locks, Racer is the best thing I ever bought. Ladies love it, they say it's hot. I hope so, cause it's all I got. Used to want my locks to flow, now I'm using all my face that I got to show. My handsome is unstoppable. Gangsta on these follicles, yo. I keep it smooth and soft like Play-Doh. I've got that lemon-shaped cream to eat up for bagels. It's Baldy Locks. Yeah, you don't know where my head spin when I break dance. There's no friction when I head spin. Everybody just watch my head shine. Alright, we gotta do this for all my four brothers out there. See me? Shake that. Every day I'm bumping it. Bumping it, bumping it.
I do like living in LA though. It's changed me a little. I've changed over the past few years. I don't know if it's LA or just that time in my life, but I've cut down on unhealthy foods a little bit. I've tried to take care. I've stopped eating as much bacon. For real. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I love bacon, but like, I love bacon, man. Like I was up to 3 packs a week. Wasn't even just eating it with meals. I was snacking on bacon. Like, when you're snacking on bacon, that's too much bacon. And I knew it was a problem because, well, you know, I'm not an idiot. Like, pigs are beautiful creatures. I know that. They're in a tough spot. They're in a, being that intelligent, that adorable, and that delicious. That's not right. It's not fair to them. So I still eat bacon. I don't want to eat that many pigs, but it's so good. I can't cut it out yet. But you know what I do is, whenever I do eat it, it makes me feel better. I cook up the bacon shirtless, and I just let the grease hit me. You know? Scars all over my body. I'm at the beach. People are like, what happened here? I'm like, atonement. That's what happened. I knew I had to cut down because things were getting weird. Like, because I learned at a young age you don't pour the grease down the sink, the bacon grease that clogs up the drain. I think nobody explained it to me, but they told me don't pour it down the sink. So I learned to pour the bacon grease into a jar. But nobody ever told me what to do with the jar. So I just have jars of bacon grease all over my apartment. Like, a lot of jars. Like, I look like a serial killer, you know? I don't know what the hell to do with them. I'm gonna start up a candle making business or something. Make a killing on Etsy.
I was watching a nature show on PBS the other day, and did you know that a female dragonfly will fake her own death to avoid an unwanted sexual encounter? She will literally float down from the sky and lie motionless on the ground until her suitor leaves. Ladies, show of hands, where are my dragonflies? She has to fake her death or get liquored up. And the female praying mantis, after mating, she will bite off the male's head and devour his body. Where are my praying mantises? And a sea lion is the first non-human mammal with the proven ability to keep a beak. But they hate being stereotyped because not all sea lions can dance. But on a different note, all lesbian sea lions can play softball. And did you know that female humans and killer whales are the only two creatures on planet Earth to go through menopause? And I'm guessing they weren't killer whales until after they went through it. But a whale having a hot flash? Mystery solved on the melting ice caps. And then after she goes through menopause, she becomes the leader of the pod. I don't think it's voted on. I think she just says, new rule. I'm in charge. That's why I've decided there cannot be very many menopausal women in hell. Because they wouldn't put up with it. They'd band together, overthrow the devil, and get the air turned on. Because you don't know a fiery pit, you've had a hot flash. And I always like to take just a moment to share with the men in the room and help you to understand the women in your life just a little bit better by telling you the difference between a woman with PMS and a woman going through menopause. A woman with PMS will kill you. A woman going through menopause will force you to take your own life.
You are innovators. Okay, great. We have... Then that's what made us great. It's what... I mean, you know you can tell if you're a great nation or not. Do people want in or do they want out? And I don't hear about people tunnelling through, trying to sneak into North Korea. Got a lot of the women protesters trying to march into Saudi Arabia. Are you hearing about that? No. They want to be here because it's the most free nation the world has ever known. The most eclectic, the most types of people coming together and trying to become one. It's beautiful. And that's what I love about you guys. You have your own flavor here. You guys gave me a brand new sign. I was driving down the road, saw a sign that said, bump. Just said bump with an arrow showing me what the bump's going to be. Now, I'm no professional when it comes to the best use of county funds for road repair, but I'm thinking if you got enough money to build a bump sign, excess money laying around to hire people to install a bump sign? Here's an idea. Fix the bump! Maybe start to take money out of the bump sign slush fund and put it to the bump repair pork barrel legislation jammed through Congress. Why? Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You see, a sign's supposed to work, and here's how. It's supposed to tell you what could happen so you can avoid it. A sign of the times. It's how you are efficient as a human being, because you try to see what it could come, and then you try to avoid it. It's wisdom. It's good. It's the way we're supposed to live. It's how America was designed. That's what I'm getting at. Bump signs don't work. By the time you see them, you're already there. Here's how it works. Bump. Hey, what? I don't want that. I don't want you just throw a sign up. I don't want you going 90 to a giant hole, huh? Well, you tell people, what's the problem? We put up a sign. We should miss the bump. Hand me that Amish guy. He's been down there a week and a half. I think he's eating his horse. It's all right. It's all right. Why? Because you guys are that part. See, I appreciate you for that reason. I appreciate you for that reason. Because we have that similarity of the ethics of America. That's...
Hey, man, I'm winning. I'm winning, man. And that's men's national team on the road to the World Cup on Sirius XM-FC. Led by superstar Christian Pulisic, the Stars and Stripes continue their quest to reach Qatar.
And he does finish. It's Pulisic for the USA.
Get insight from the likes of U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer Tony Meola.
World Cup qualifying is one of two things. It's pass or it's fail.
Jump on the bandwagon with your home for soccer, Sirius XM-FC 157, or wherever you are on the SXM app.
The greatest spectacle in all of sports is on Sirius XM.
Big Caro with the bucket.
Hear Westwood One's coverage of every buzzer beater, every upset, every legacy-defining moment.
Defending champions will defend it no more.
Leading up to the men's NCAA National Championship.
You bet.
On Sirius XM and the SXM app. Free to most subscribers.
I'm like, if you're like me, you love baseball. You love talking baseball with your friends, and your partner on the radio is the former general manager of the Mets.
This is Jim Duquette. Join me and Mike weekdays at 10 Eastern for Power Alley on MLB Network Radio.
It's baseball, baseball, and more baseball. 100% in-depth baseball talk.
We spent an entire week once on pulled pork recipes.
It's 95% in-depth baseball talk on Power Alley. Weekdays, 10 Eastern, MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM Channel 89.
April 1st. Coverage so real, you'll think you can catch a foul ball.
He made the catch!
Toronto Blue Jays baseball continues on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Top of the third inning here in delightful Dunedin at the top of the order for the Philadelphia Phillies. Ball game that sits 1-1. Harper and Guerrero, home run hitters in regular season play. They've done it today. Spring training action. Harper's long ball in the top of the first. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit his in the home half. D.D. Gregorius, Gene Segura, and then Bryce Harper. Yusei Kikuchi will continue to work. Trying to get about 16 more pitches under his belt. Pitcher Gregorius, swing and miss. What a big cut by D.D. He finished up on his right heel. That swing was so hard. Gregorius bounced out to first. Only trip in. Kikuchi in the 0-1. There's a swing, a high fly ball down the right field line. Home run distance, headed towards the clubhouse, and then clangs off the tin roof. A long, loud strike for D.D. Gregorius. Third year with the Philadelphia Phillies. He's amassed over 1,000 games in the big leagues. Longtime New York Yankee, the 0-2. In the air towards center, Springer circles to his left, jogs underneath it, opens the glove, makes the catch. Gregorius with the drive, Springer runs it down. One away for Gene Segura. Yusei Kikuchi. Factoring into a rotation that will likely match him up against the New York Yankees in his Toronto Blue Jays season debut. Blue Jays have not announced who gets opening day, but if you look at how the days line up with who the scheduled starters are, you can figure it out. Segura wraps the first pitch past the dive of Otto Lopez in a shift on the shortstop side of second. A base hit for Segura. Segura lined out hard his last time up to straightaway center. And he nets the base hit with one down here in the third. Bryce Harper, nice ovation. Harper hit a home run his first time up. Now it's a 1-1 game. Only 2 players in Major League Baseball last year had a slash line of better than 300, 400, 600. And they both have homered today. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bryce Harper are the only 2 players with those kind of slash lines in the big leagues. Pitch. Kikuchi picks the outside corner at the knees for strike one. 35 home runs last season for Bryce Harper. We hit 309. .429 slugging, on base of 615. 100 walks for Harper. The 0-1, way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. So a slash line of 309, 429, 615 for Harper. The Blue Jays and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who trailed only Shohei Ohtani in American League MVP voting, slashed 311, 401, and 601. Good lead by Segura at first, and Kikuchi whips a throw.
Thank you for choosing Burger King. What can I get for you?
Yeah, let me get that, what is it, the spicy Whopper melt.
You want it in a meal, or do you just want the melt? You want it in a meal, or do you just want the melt?
Yeah, let me get the meal.
All right. Do you want to make the meal do you want to upsize the meal?
Yes, please.
To what size?
Large would be fine.
All right. Anything else?
That'd be it.
All right. Your total is $9.30 at the second window, please.
All right. Thank you. Kind of curious. He never asked me what I wanted to drink.
That's Castellanos in the background, and his cleats crunching the crushed brick. The 2-2. In the air, out to right field. Teoscar Hernandez jogs it into the warning track, looks up at the high wall, and Harper has done it again. Bryce Harper with his second home run in as many at-bats. In the third inning, it's a 2-run home run, and the Phillies have taken a 3-1 lead.
Spicy Whopper melt, a large fry and a large Coke?
Yeah.
card is heavy.
I know it. For plastic,
Yeah, it's
feels like it's metal.
yeah.
Very much.
So with one out, Segura singles up the middle. Harper hits the 2-run home run. Castellanos takes a walk. And Danny Jansen is going to go to the mound and stall for a little time. Looks like Big Joe Biagini up in the bullpen. Joe Biagini, Thomas Hatch, Kyle Johnston, Taylor Saucedo, Graham Spraker, Anthony Castro, and Julian Merriweather all slated to throw at some point today. Thomas Hatch, obviously, part of the priority. Joe Biagini, Julian Merriweather. Really interesting to see Kyle Johnston throw later. JT Realmuto, the batter. Kikuchi throws down and in, ball one. Johnson, really live arm. Talk more about him later on this afternoon. Well, Kikuchi's lost the strike zone a little bit, nibbling around the 1-0. There's a swing, a line drive up the middle, a base hit into center field. Realmuto turns around the fastball. He's the 4th straight Philly to reach. And here comes Charlie Montoyo. I thought maybe that pitch count, once it got to 50 or a little bit over, it would make a quick pitching change. Let's see what Charlie Montoyo is going to ask here. Vic Carapazza has the mask off. He's talking with the Blue Jays manager. And we are going to have a mid-pitching change. So, Joe Biagini gets a couple of warm-up tosses as his manager chats with the umpire, then reaches the hill. Kikuchi slaps his battery mate, Danny Jansen, on the backside as he walks off. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 of them home runs by Bryce Harper. The big difference in this ball game, his 3rd inning long ball, a 2-run home run, making it Phillies 3 and the Blue Jays 1. Mid-inning pitching change here in the top of the 3rd gives us an opportunity to go back to baseball control here this afternoon, where we had a chance, as always, like we do when we're on the field, to visit with Blue Jays. Well, it's always great to have an opportunity to catch up with Teoscar Hernandez, even more so to see it back in the lineup. Have to start there. We see the wrist a little bit bandaged. How's it feeling?
Pretty good. I had the tape on just for a progression. I played yesterday 5 innings, take 5 at-bats. It was pretty good. I didn't feel anything. A little weak, but that's part of the process, and just gotta keep going, keep getting my wrist healthy, and see how it goes.
What happened to your wrist?
I was taking fly balls and line drive during batting practice. I see a ball and I dove for it, and my hand got caught in between, and I bent my wrist backwards. So it was nothing serious, just a sprain in my wrist. I'm feeling really good. I'm back in the lineup and see how it will respond.
Teoscar Hernandez, very confident, chatting with me earlier today about his wrist injury and cracking a smile when I asked him to take me through the sequence of events and what had happened during outfield drills, during infield drills, during batting practice. I think these guys make competition of walking down the right field line. And who can laugh, who can chuckle, who can tell the best joke. It's unbelievable watching this ball club come together over the last couple of years. And Teoscar Hernandez and his radiant personality right in the thick of it. Underrated for the laps that he provides, and of course underappreciated in the game for his offensive production. It's just incredible, and it's great to have Teoscar Hernandez back on the field. He's in the starting lineup today and sharing his ear-to-ear smile. Well, we've got a pitching change here in the third inning. Bryce Harper has made it 3 for the Phillies. The Blue Jays long ball, courtesy of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 3-1 Philadelphia. Rhys Hoskins will come in to face Joe Biagini. Big right-hander was Rule 5 from San Francisco by Toronto. A big piece of John Gibbons' bullpen in the 2016 run, pitching in 60 ball games that year. And then his shelf life ran out in Toronto. He was swapped to the Houston Astros with Aaron Sanchez. That didn't work out so well. Had a couple of major league appearances, spent most of the time in AAA. And now he's back with Toronto with a non-roster invite on a free agent deal. Likely to start pitching in AAA Buffalo. Biagini is ready. Runners on at first and second for the Phils and still 1 out. Biagini's looking for a ground ball. Hoskins DHing, right-handed hitter. The pitch. Curveball, rides high, ball 1. Now 31 years of age. Biagini spent 4 seasons with the Blue Jays. And none were more dominant or more special for Biagini or more important than that 2016 run. Pickoff move by Biagini. Otto Lopez was sliding in from second base, and then Biagini, I think he kind of missed the sign there. The indication from Danny Jansen. Now, we've seen this for every bullpen guy that will come onto the field to play. They will work with a runner at second on a pickoff move. Whatever the indicator is, Biagini kind of slapped his chest saying, that was my bad. I was slow on the trigger there. The 1-0. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Joe is back in the big leagues with the Cubs last year. Got 3 innings of major league life. Silently bent at the knees. The hands lock off the chest. Quick peek back at second. To the plate with the 2-0. On the outside corner, the breaking ball called strike 1. Yusei Kikuchi, 53 pitches, 33 strikes. 2 1/3, departs with the book open, allowing 3 runs, all earned on 5 hits. A couple of walks and a couple of strikeouts for Kikuchi. He's cooling down in the first base dugout. Runners lead at first and second. Middle of the diamond pitched in. The 2-1. Inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. We're across the network this afternoon with the Blue Jays hosting the Phillies. We're back online tomorrow in Northport. Atlanta will entertain Toronto. We expect Bo Bichette to be part of the starting lineup, even on the road. So the Blue Jays' young shortstop. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, the first issued by Biagini. And the first challenger will load the bases. Bases loaded for Johan Camargo. Week of baseball also includes one under the lights. 6:35 on Wednesday. Blue Jays play on Monday. They're off on Tuesday, and then Wednesday at George Steinbrenner Field against the Yankees. That will be on the Sportsnet Now app, along with Sportsnet.ca. Radio coverage beginning at 6:30, 6:35 first pitch. Week of baseball includes Blue Jays traveling to Bradenton to face the Pirates. Back at home, hosting the Phillies again and the Yankees. Camargo swings and taps the first pitch off. Foul on home plate. Bases loaded. Castellanos, Real Muto, Hoskins. Not a lot of speed on the pads. As Camargo looks out at the right-hander. Left-handed hitter bending deep at the knees. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good changeup thrown by Biagini. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, this is part of spring training where you're working on timing. Camargo is no different. Trying to execute maybe a small thing here. It goes both ways. While Camargo is looking for contact and feeling comfortable with his timing, Biagini is looking on execution, trying to get out of this jam. Can he get something on the ground? Can he get the strikeout or pop up on the infield? On the ground, he wants a double play ball. A strikeout would be big with less than 2 outs and the bases loaded. So the infield pop up. 3 defenders on the right. Cateau left on the left. The 0-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Just underneath the knuckles. A quick look back by Camargo. He didn't like that call at all. Biagini loves it. There's the strikeout that he was hoping for. Blue Jays trying to stop the bleeding here in this third. Harper hit a 2-run home run. The Phillies had him loaded up with less than 2 out. The third baseman's Bryson Stott. Walked his only time up. Left-handed hitter. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Oh, like a better pitch. Ball 1 to Biagini as he stares in. Feels the glove off the point of the left hip. Comes set. Straight to the plate. Fastball's up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Uh. 24 years old now, the third baseman, Bryson Stott. Back in big league camp and fighting for a job. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Alec Baum was the breakout sensation at third base, but Baum had his numbers slide off after coming to the big leagues in the pandemic season. Optioned back to AAA Lehigh Valley last year. Talking with some Phillies people, they're not sure Baum is going to project to be a third baseman every day. 2-1. That missed way outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Now time call. A flutter of the glove by Biagini. He wants the sequence again from Danny Jansen. Runners on every base. The right-hander readies. Brings home the 3-1. Swinging a foul back. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's the payoff pitch that's on the way to Bryson Stott. Castellanos at third. Real Muto on at second. Hoskins on at first. They'll get the head start. Biagini with a shake. No nod, he just wants to take the sign. He's ready. The 3-2. Up and away, ball 4. Third walk of the third inning for the Blue Jays pitching staff. That'll bump home a run. The bases stay loaded with 2 outs. Second walk to Bryson Stott. He picks up a ribby. And Adam Hazley, the number 9 hitter, brings the remaining Philly to the plate. He hasn't participated yet in this third. It started at the top of Didi Gregorius. And now every Philly has batted. Biagini throws. Breaking ball off the hand. Rolled down to third base and scooped up by Cateau. They'll retire the Phillies on the fielder's choice. And the inning finally comes to a close. wasn't as bad as what it could have been, but it included a 2-run home run for Bryce Harper and a bases-loaded walk, making it 4 for Philadelphia and 1 for the Blue Jays. Middle of the third here in Dunedin. Time to take a break on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Christopher Mandel Russo here. Check out another edition of our award-winning podcast series, Picking Up the Past, only on the SXM app. This season is a further look back at the history of the NCAA tournament as we rewind to the period from 1979 through 1989. Bird vs. Magic, the rise of the Big East, plus classic games and coaches. It's Picking Up the Past, history of the NCAA tournament with me, Christopher Russo. New episodes drop Tuesday through the month of March, and you can find them on the SXM app.
The greatest spectacle in all of sports is on Sirius XM.
Carroll with the bucket.
Hear Westwood One's coverage of every buzzer beater, every upset, every legacy-defining moment.
The defending champions will defend it no more.
Leading up to the men's NCAA National Championship.
You bet.
On Sirius XM and the SXM app, free to most subscribers.
Calling all fantasy baseball players. Your place to win your fantasy baseball league is Fantasy Sports Radio. Sports Radio.
All right, Mike Brown.
Here the top experts draft against each other.
It still comes down to finding those cheap pitchers. That is the key.
And get insight from real MLB decision makers.
Yankees manager Aaron Boone.
We expect him to very much be in the mix for some significant at-bats.
Dominate your fantasy baseball draft and win your league. Sirius XM 87. And hear all our expert drafts by searching drafts on the SXM app. It's totally okay to love baseball this much. In fact, your love for baseball is why we love you so much. Toronto Blue Jays baseball's on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Great to have you with us for Blue Jays baseball this afternoon. We're in sunny Dunedin, Florida, where it is absolutely perfect to do anything. Baseball, cut the lawn, take out the trash, find a hammock, just kick back and enjoy the sunshine. Blue Jays and Phillies go to the bottom of the third inning. Philly 4, Toronto 1. Spring training closes up. We'll be at Rogers Center getting ready for the opening night and the opening weekend, including a chance to spring into spring with a George Springer bobblehead giveaway presented by TD on Saturday, April the 9th. For 15,000 lucky fans to come into the ballpark, we'll get a George Springer bobblehead. So don't miss out. Get your tickets today at BlueJays.com. Otto Lopez first at bat against the lefty Bailey Fulcher. Lefty picks the outside corner, called strike 1. Otto Lopez had a cup of coffee last August with the Blue Jays. He's 23 years of age, top prospect with Toronto. Fulcher's pitch is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Blue Jays in ranking their top prospects on MLB.com, Baseball America, a number of publications love to dive into this. If you look at MLB Pipeline, they've got Otto Lopez ranked 4th, 1-1, swing and miss, and it's 1-2. Gabriel Moreno, Orelvis Martinez, Jordan Groshans, the top 3, and then Otto Lopez. 1-2. Tracks outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Otto's an interesting guy. The 2-2. Popped him up. Shallow in right field. From the ship, Segura from second. Called off by Harper, who comes racing in. Lopez retired. Why is he so interesting? Well, because he can play 5 different positions. He's played all 3 in the outfield, plus, of course, a very smooth glove at second and at shortstop. Phillies in front, 4-1. Yosuke Kato, third baseman today. Left-handed batter. Born in California, and then moved to Japan where he lived for 3 years. The pitch. Third ball, swung on and popped up. Back to the third baseman, Stott. He retreats. In from left field comes Castellanos, and he'll play it on bounce. flop shot into shallow left field for the bat of Coteau. Obviously field single for the number 9 batter. That'll flip the card for George Springer. Springer's 0 for 1. He popped up to first. The pitch. Right across the knees, called strike. Springer didn't like that. He whipped his head to the left. Looked off into the distance. Billy shift to the left. Picket fence in between second and third. The 0-1. Swing and foul back. Good rip by Springer. No balls and 2 strikes. Last year, there was a lot of attention put on Springer and his follow-through as he would dip to a knee. He's got a pretty violent hack, especially when he opens the hips on a pitch inside to drive the baseball. And he wondered if that follow-through and then drop to a knee was because of the quad. He told me again, no. Runner from first goes. The pitch to Springer's a curveball line into center field. Free field. Freezing Hazley. He makes the catch. The runner has to stop. Quickly retreating. Here comes the throw by Hazley. Bang, bang at first, and not in time. Ball bounces slightly past Camargo. It's backed up by Real Muto. And Coteau, lucky he didn't get doubled off. Marmel Tapia, the batter. The runner at first, and the Blue Jays trailing 4-1. Tapia spends the offseason in the Dominican Republic. I asked him if he lived close to where Teoscar Hernandez and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. were living. He said, no, they're hours away. You know, Vladdy spent some time in his home in Tampa, working out here in Florida with his teammates. Guerrero stands out on deck. The pitch to Tapia. Once in a breaking ball, called strike 1. Tapia swung and lined out to center field, and the first pitch he saw was a Blue Jay. Charlie Montoyo told me yesterday Tapia is a perfect complement to the Blue Jays outfield. 0-1. Watch out, he got twisted up with a pitch inside. He was leaning out and over. Check swing on that follow through. That's more because of the body language and getting caught off balance. I don't think that was near a swing, and it wasn't. Tapia plays in left today. Step to throw over to first. And not only does he have the ability to play in center field, and I asked Tapia how comfortable he is, even though he hasn't played it in the big leagues. Tapia echoed what the Blue Jays and General Manager Ross Atkins told us late last week, plus Charlie yesterday, that I'm really comfortable in center field. I like playing center field. He had a lot of territory to cover in Colorado with the Rockies. 1-1. Curveball in the outside corner. Tapia in the hole, 1-2. Coors Field is enormous. You can find a lot of base hits, but you can cover a lot of territory if you're a good outfielder with speed. And speed is exactly one of the things that Tapia brings to the Blue Jays. 1-2. Strike 3 called. It looked high. Tapia snaps his glance back at Vic Carapazza. A couple of quizzical looks for the Blue Jays batter's box here in this third inning. Springer was the first, and now Tapia left questioning balls and strikes. He goes down looking. We are through 3 indeed. It's the Phillies 4 and the Blue Jays 1. This is Blue Jays baseball across the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Super Bowl of Pro Wrestling is drawing near, and Busted Open is getting you ready for 2 massive nights of WrestleMania. Join Dave LaGreca and his Hall of Famer co-hosts, Mark Henry, Bully Ray, and ECW legend Tommy Dreamer, Monday through Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern, as they bring you top-tier insight and interviews. It all culminates on April 2nd with Busted Open's annual WrestleMania party on site at Texas Live in Arlington. Your home for pro wrestling is Sirius XM Fight Nation, Channel 156.
The greatest spectacle in all of sports is on Sirius XM.
Big Caro with the bucket.
Hear Westwood One's coverage of every buzzer beater. NC-defining moment.
Defending champions will defend it no more.
Leading up to the men's NCAA National Championship.
You bet.
On Sirius XM and the SXM app. Free to most subscribers.
Hey everyone, it's Frank Isola from Sirius XM NBA Radio, and the 2022 playoffs are just a few weeks away. Can Chris Paul lead the Phoenix Suns to their first title? How will the James Harden-Ben Simmons trade impact the East? Are Steph and the Warriors back, or will Giannis and the Bucks make it back-to-back? Hear the best NBA talk all day and every playoff game every night. The road to the 2022 finals goes through Sirius XM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the SXM app.
Details. It's okay to love the Blue Jays as long as you love us more.
Swing and a miss to finish the ball game.
Toronto Blue Jays baseball's on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Back to the ballpark in Dunedin, Florida. Crosstown rivalry with Clearwater's Philadelphia Phillies and, of course, Dunedin and the Toronto Blue Jays. Phillies get a couple of home runs with Bryce Harper and have built a 4-1 lead over Toronto. Top of the fourth inning, Didi Gregorius, Gene Segura, and Bryce Harper. They'll look at it, Yusei Kikuchi again. It's part of the rules that get bent in spring training, where starters, if they reach a certain pitch count in an inning, can return. Gregorius swings at a first pitch breaking ball. He'll vault it high and deep out to right field, and he's got the third home run of the day for the Phillies. Bryce Harper has already hit 2, and now Gregorius, after a deep fly ball his last time up in the third, starts the fourth with a solo home run. (5-1) Philadelphia. Segura's hit the ball hard today. Lined out in the first inning, got a base hit on a sharp single up the middle. Back in the third. Kikuchi deals. Check swing on the appeal to first. Didn't go. Pitch was up in the zone. Action at the Blue Jays bullpen. As the 1-0 is dealt. Swinging a foul back. That's Kyle Johnston loosening up in the bullpen. (1-1). Curveball whacked out a play down the right field side. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Segura. Yusei Kikuchi getting that pitch count elevated. Throwing strikes, feeling good with your body, and getting the pitch count up. Those are the priorities. 1-2. Fouled away at the plate. We were mentioning about that rotation, that if you count out the days, it's pretty easy to figure out. Although Charlie Montoya won't say, this is our guy. Every organization this time of year is just dreading something unforeseen. Something that creeps up, that sidelines a guy for a couple of days and throws off a rotation, or something more significant. The 1-2. That's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So far, just some residual soreness for the Blue Jays. Everybody was scared when they heard about Teoscar Hernandez and his wrist. He was just down a couple of days, then went to the minor leagues yesterday. 2-2. Bounding ball past the left side of the bump. Espinal charges in, has a wayside hop on the move, throws to first in time to retire Segura. Well, he's 2 for 2 with a couple of home runs. But Bryce Harper will have to wait. He will not face Yusei Kikuchi, who he got twice. With 1 out, nobody on in this 4th inning. Charlie Montoya is going to make another pitching change. Yusei Kikuchi will get lifted, and that will be the rest of his afternoon, as he does hit the desired pitch count.
So with this pitching change, let's go back to baseball control and listen to some of the on-field sound that I got earlier this morning when I had a chance to catch up and ask Greg Bird some questions. How have you settled into a new clubhouse, a new atmosphere, and the energy that's around the Toronto Blue Jays?
It's been easy. It's been a smooth transition. Like, these guys have been great. The coaching staff's been great. All the faculty, all the employees, everyone's been great. So it's been a smooth, great transition.
I asked you a couple of days ago, how did you decide on the Toronto Blue Jays? Your quip back to me was, well, how did the Toronto Blue Jays decide on me?
Yeah.
How do you think it all shook out?
I think it shook out. I mean, everything happens the way it should happen and for a reason, and it shook out great, you know? Like, I'm excited to be here and happy to be here and just enjoy being here. So, and then adding a good team and just a good group. The energy, the vibe that goes on every day here is awesome. And it just keeps getting better as I get to know these guys more.
How much reminiscing did you do yesterday in Tampa?
That was a special place to me, you know, and that was a special day. I've seen a lot of good people there that mean a lot to me, and honestly, a lot of them I wouldn't be here without. So it was fun, no doubt. Like, and it meant a lot to me. But at the end of the day, like, helping us win and trying to make this club was the most important thing, and I felt like I had a good day, so that was nice.
That's Greg Bird, who's got an outside shot to make the opening day roster for the Blue Jays. Good conversation that we had earlier today. He's in the starting lineup playing first base this afternoon, and that's exactly his assignment. If he's going to be on the diamond, he's going to be at first base. And he gives Charlie Montoyo an opportunity to rest Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the scenario that is today. DH Vlad put Greg Bird, sure-handed first baseman, on first base. It's a lefty, not the right-hander. Kyle Johnston scheduled to throw today. They went with the lefty and Taylor Saucedo to go lefty on lefty with Bryce Harper. Saucedo out of the bullpen, pitched the big leagues last year with Toronto. Takes over a ball game that sits Philly 5 and Toronto 1. Harper's been right in the thick of it. Solo home run in the first, a 2-run shot in the third. Here's Saucedo. Long look in. First base into the slot, going crossfire, lefty on lefty to pitch. Swing and a miss. That's strike one. There's a lot of movement on the pitches, but there's a lot of deception for Taylor Saucedo, and he'll capitalize on it going lefty on lefty. Three outfielders, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. The balls and 2 strikes. In spring play, yes, we have seen 4 outfielders against Bryce Harper. And there have been others, but Harper seems to be a frequent target by the Blue Jays to deploy their 4-man outfield. The 0-2, way outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, Taylor Saucedo was identified as somebody that could be a guy early last year. You started to hear his names have been lined up. The Blue Jays may dip into the minor leagues and bring up Saucedo as early as April after what Pete Walker, Matt Bushman, and the organization saw in him in spring. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Saucedo against Harper. And there are 2 down. It's been quite the journey for Taylor Saucedo. Recently, accomplishing his personal and family dream where he made it to the major leagues, especially after nearly giving up on the game. He stayed near home in Tacoma and went to community college where he had a chance to throw collegiately, but after 6 appearances as a freshman in JUCO ball with really good numbers, he was not happy. And Castellanos at the plate. He swings and misses at the first pitch from the port sider at strike 1. Just wasn't happy being that close to home, saying he no longer enjoyed baseball, let alone pitching. And he dropped out of school. So when you drop out of school, that means you're not going to participate in the college baseball program. The 0-1 bounces the plate. Then he got a call from Tennessee Wesleyan. Offered a scholarship, and he transferred to Tennessee Wesleyan in 2014, where he gave credit to his coach, Bill Berry and Stephen Baker. They were helping him get back in the game and stick with it, both from a physical standpoint, but also a mental standpoint. And Saucedo is somebody that has been pretty open on social media, talking about his bouts with depression. 1-1 pitch. Change up, looped into right field. That'll fade in for a base hit. Castellanos has his first hit as a Philly. That one will not make the trophy case at Citizens Bank Park. Soft single the opposite way. 2-out base runner for Philly. Bills lead 5-1. You can find Saucedo's tweet online, where he made a very public post about dealing with depression, and he ended the post with a quote. Pitch to Real Muto, over for a called strike. Then he made the proclamation that he's going to stay in the fight. You never know where you'll end up or how much better you're going to be because of it. How much better was he because he stayed in the fight, both personally and athletically? The 0-1 to Real Muto. Check swing, pitch is taken outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, it ended with a picture, and that picture was his Major League jersey hanging at his parents' house. He presented his parents with the lineup card from his Major League debut and the number 54 on the Blue Jay new blue with the script Saucedo on the back. 1-1 is low, 2 balls and 1 strike. So it's that kind of inspiration that Saucedo continues to lean on and work on daily. Lefty exhales, looks at first, the 2-1. Changeup, swing and miss, good pitch. And 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-out runner at first. Muto 1 for 2. Saucedo deals. Swing and a miss. Another changeup. He'll double up on him and get the strikeout. Saucedo enters, gives up the soft single, but racks up a pair of punch-outs to close out the top of the 4th inning. 1 run on the Gregorius home run for the Phils, and it's 5-1 Philadelphia over Toronto midway through the 4th inning. This is Blue Jays baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Live Aid, Sun City, Amnesty International. These were the concerts that brought awareness to human rights struggles around the world. I'm Bob Crawford, historian and bassist for the Avett Brothers. And on my exclusive 6-part series, Concerts of Change, I explore the history of these events, including interviews with Bob Geldof, Stephen Van Zandt, Jackson Brown, Bono, and more.
Change both of our lives.
You can hear the full series of SiriusXM Volumes Concerts of Change right now on demand on the SXM app, free for most subscribers.
The greatest spectacle in all of sports is on SiriusXM.
With the bucket.
Hear Westwood One's coverage of every buzzer beater, every upset, every legacy-defining moment.
Defending champions will defend it no more.
Leading up to the men's NCAA National Championship.
You bet.
On SiriusXM and the SXM app, free to most subscribers. You love listening to baseball. You love talking about baseball. You love yelling at your buddies about